Okay. Kitty. Hey, how's it going? I thought I should explain the quest for abs. Um, so, backstory on my current gym history. The first time I ever went to the gym was with my brother at 5 a.m. for a week straight my freshman year of high school. That was the first time I'd ever touched a weight. The only type of exercise I had done beforehand was basketball as a kid. But I never really had an interest in being fit or really anything. I was a pretty hefty child growing up. I went into my freshman year at 5'7" and 200 to 205 pounds. So I was a big boy and did not have any muscle on me. Definitely wasn't strong. um, but yeah, I was just like pretty typical, just kind of fat kid freshman year. And my brother was super into the gym at the time, and he was super strong and super jacked. And he pretty much made me go to the gym with him for a week straight at 5 a.m. And it was horrible. I was as out of shape as you pretty much can be, super weak, super self-conscious and nervous. And my brother and his friends are super strong, super jacked, very high octane. I am very low octane, very chill. But as much as it was kind of miserable, I had a serious level of respect for my brother and his friends, and it sparked intrigue for sure. Because I was just like, if they can do it, you know, why can't I? Why do I have to be this little weak fat kid? You know. Unfortunately, I didn't get the grind going right after that week. I did over the course of a year and a half. Um, you do like push-ups, sit-ups, random just stuff to try to just figure out how to move my body a little bit. I couldn't even do pull-ups, not even one, and I had a little pull-up bar that I would try on, and it just never happened. But then my junior year of high school, winter break, I asked my parents for a gym membership for Christmas, and they got it. And so I got my first gym membership at 16, and I was just going in doing random stuff, no real particular goal or really knowledge of anything at the time. And I thought, well, I need to lose some weight because I was probably 210 at the time. Was 5'10", I'm 5'10" now. But still, I hadn't really put on any muscle yet, maybe a little bit, but I was still just pretty chunky. And so I was like, I'm going to lose some weight. So my first 3 to 6 months was dedicated to the weight loss part, and at the last 2 months of that stint, I lost about 30 pounds. So in total, I lost 40, 45. I think I got down to 170 at my lowest. But there was a couple months where I just went crazy hard and probably missed out on a lot of gains, but it was worth it, needed. And then after that, I just thought, bodybuilders look cool. I want to do some bodybuilding style training. So me and my buddy at the time that I was working out with, we just got super into high volume, higher reps, 3-hour, chest days, and going crazy hard, trying to just build up as much as we could. I honestly didn't respond very well to it compared to a lot of other, high testosterone, puberty-based newbie gains, but it is what it is. And I finished out my senior year at, I think, 180, somewhere around there, and in the best shape that I've ever been in. But nothing crazy, but just best that I'd been in, so I was proud. Over the next couple of years, I moved, stayed working out as consistently as I could, but it's hard to say consistent, moving around and getting jobs and school and all that stuff. So there was, over the next 3 or 4 years, there was a couple of stints where I'd miss 3 months here, go a year, miss 5 months, another year, miss 3 to 6 more months, just chunks where I wouldn't be working out because of whatever reasons, losing my motivation or my snowball. And then for a couple years, about a year, I've really focused on strength specifically. I'm really not genetically gifted in the strength department guy. I've had to put a lot of focus and all the work into it, but at this point, I'm fairly strong. My current bench max is 295, which is pretty good. Squats only 365. I do have a bad knee. I suspect it's patellar tendonitis. Had a couple of events of, a lot of running with bad shoes and just wearing it down, plus playing basketball as a fat kid growing up, not good on the pivot leg. And so building my strength up, and that's still my favorite part. That's the best part to me is getting stronger. For whatever reasons, I just like to be powerful. I like to be able to know that I have a better chance of protecting my loved ones and all that jazz. But I just like picking up heavy circles, so that's my favorite part. But if you're gonna be a lifter for 6 years, you gotta get abs at some point, unless you're strictly a power lifter. But while I like strength training, it's not, I'm not a power lifter. So right now we are on the elusive quest for abs. I've never had abs. I've done cuts several times, gotten leaner, looked better and all that jazz, but I've never had the personal accountability to get myself to that final edge, that last 10 or 15 pounds that really gets you down to that echelon of 12% or lower body fat. I've just never done it. Never had the pressure for it. Get the fuck out of here, fly. I'm doing a video. Anyways, so this is the goal right now. I'm going for abs. I'm pushing really hard, really low calories, lots of cardio, lifting as much as I can, lifting as heavy as I can to maintain what muscle I have put on. And I'm hoping that this series will just be that little step of accountability to keep me going and keep me motivated until we reach our goal of abs. So I hope that anyone that feels like it joins me. I hope that we got any newbie lifters or anyone that's bigger than they want to be. Just join me. See how long you can go, how far you can take it. And I don't recommend anyone starve themselves or do it in any unhealthy way. I'm definitely going harder than I should, but that's just how I've achieved anything, is going probably overboard on it. But it's how I do it. But yeah, I hope you just follow me on this journey. That's such a lame sentence, but whatever. And wish me luck, and call me out on bullshit. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We're gonna do some back, we're gonna do some cardio, so you're gonna see that. And yeah, hopefully a couple months from now we're gonna be shredded, and then we get stronger again. Back day. All right, we are kicking off back day. I warm up with pull-ups. I know a lot of people do pull-ups at the end of their workout as kind of a burnout with some bands, but I feel pull-ups are just a good way to get everything going, get blood flowing to every different muscle group, get everything ready to engage. It also is just a good way to stretch your back out right to start, so you're not so tense getting into your first sets of whatever you're doing. I only do like 2 or 3 sets sometimes, and I can't do very many right now. Probably, anywhere from 5 to 8 per set. But I'm not really trying to do any work with these. I'm just trying to, A, be able to do pull-ups, and B, just warm up with something kind of easy. So yeah, I just do like 2, sometimes 3 sets to kind of failure, but not really. Just like until I'm only got maybe 1 or 2 left. And then I usually kick right into some kind of row. Excuse me. I used to do dumbbell rows a lot more for like the free weight part, but I don't know, something about most single arm back exercises, I feel like, at least for me, it's hard to really effectively 50-50 isolate them so that one isn't getting used more than the other, or I should say 100-100. And with anything that's just 2-arm, I find it much easier to just do the same amount of work for both sides, not have one be more sore and gaining more than the other. But we're doing a bit of a rows now, as you can see.
I apologize for these horrible angles. I definitely got to upgrade my angle game because I'm a rookie. But doing bend over rows, I usually do like 1 or 2 warm-up sets, usually 25s, then 45s, and then I get to 185. I'm trying to get 8 to 10, but man, this energy level is just killing me. I did get 8 on this first one. I don't think the second, though. But, yeah, had to go down a weight on these two. Used to do 205 on these, and I just can't do it without, straining my lower back because it doesn't have the energy to support itself. But, yeah, so we only do, 2, maybe 3 sets of the heavier rows, because if I do any more than that, then I kind of tire myself out and everything else kind of just tends to suffer. But I think we just do 2 here. And then we go into pull downs, which is my favorite exercise. Also, again, apologize for the angles. I have no idea what I'm doing. And the level of cringe you feel recording yourself in the gym is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. But, yeah, we're doing a warm-up with 120s, or with 120, just to get the motion down. My muscles are pretty warm, but I like to just, get myself ready for the next couple of sets. And then since I'm warming up with lightweight, I just do, 2 more warm-up sets before I get to my working set. And for both lat pull downs and cable rows, I just pretty much pyramid my way up to my working set, and then I just do a drop set. So you'll see that in a little bit, but this is me just going up in weight one more time, up to 140, and we're trying to get 10, but, same as before, if I don't rest enough or whatever, then I'll get 8 or 6, but I can feel if I'll be able to go heavier, and so I just gauge it with how each rep feels. And I do swing a little bit, but I like to really let everything stretch out on back, so I really like this to just stretch my lats at the top, and then when I come down, I can, squeeze, or if I can't get a full rep, then I'll just rack it there. But all these, like rows or like cable rows and cable pull downs and all that, I just like the stretch. It just feels the best, and then I just try to go as heavy as I can to really overstimulate everything. But here we're doing the last set, and this is where I do my drop set. So I just keep going up until I get to a weight where I feel like, all right, the next jump up is going to be as heavy as I'm going to go. And then if I'm eating more, then I'll do 1 set beforehand, and then I'll do a drop set. But with this, I'm just going straight for it. Yeah, so we're just getting as many as we can, burning out until I just can't get any more decent reps in. Mad respect to Sam Solik with his ultimate partials, but I just don't personally like that, so I don't do it. But here we are with the drop. I went down from 180s to 140, and I think I got 6 on the 180, so I go for like 5 here, or 6. But yeah, once I get to the point where I can just feel it, I'm not going to do any more. Hand cramp. Now we're doing rows. Now, rows, I try to focus a little bit more on the top. I don't really hold it much. I do sometimes, but more of just like focusing on feeling the contraction at the top of the rep. I don't know if you call it the top or the most inwardly. But I do the same thing with rows as I do the pull downs. I just do warm-up sets until I get to a point where I'm going to do a drop set, and then I drop from there. And my back is a little rounded here, you'll see, but feels fine to me, so I do it. I don't recommend it, but that's just how I am with my posture, I guess. I don't know what that is, but that's me just staring off into the distance. I'm not going to edit it out because this is raw. And I do that little lean back just because it feels good. That's the only reason I do it for. Is just to like really stretch out. I do lean forward quite a bit too. Same things before. I just like the stretch of everything. It just feels the best on my back. And I do the same thing on this where I go up to my heaviest that I'm going to go, and I just do a drop set right off that. But yeah, here's this. Look at that struggle face. Yeah. If your last rep doesn't look like this, you're training like a pussy. Just kidding, it doesn't fucking matter. Now, we're doing my favorite finisher is some pullovers. I actually normally do these much more bent over. I don't really know what I was feeling with this, but this angle felt good today, so I was just doing this. But in terms of just being able to control the weight and squeeze all the way from top to the bottom, nothing for me beats pullovers. It's been a staple of my workout for years. I started doing them like right out of high school, and I've kept them in every back day since then. They just feel super good. And when I get lean and then I carb up and get some creatine in me and I can fill out and show you what my back looks like, not going to brag, but going to brag a little bit. I got a good back. Definitely my best, most developed part. If I have any tips with these, stretch, do the whole motion, don't stop, keep constant tension. Constant tension's great, but I find that going all the way up, re-engaging, and all the way down, like any other exercise you do, feels the best. But yeah, man, I do got to work on my posture a little bit, though. I am arching a little bit more than I should be. But I don't know, this just feels good. I love these. I never hurt myself with them. I've never not been sore after them. And I don't do like a drop set with these. I just work up to whatever feels like a good weight where I can get like 10, 12 reps, but it'll still be hard. And that's just all I really shoot for. But that's it for back. So we're doing arms now. Arms right now are pretty chill. It's usually just a few sets of some heavy curls and then a little bit of forearms and typically some isolation work, or like concentration work, but I haven't really been doing it the last little bit here just because I'm usually pretty smoked after the back and buys. But we're doing, I'm not trying to swing too awful much or like arch into it too hard. I'm just trying to get as decent reps as I can. And I do actually start with my left hand because my left arm is bigger, but it is actually weaker, which is very interesting. So I don't know what happened with that, but I do start with my left hand and just match what I do in my right just to make sure I'm not continuously building more and more strength in my right hand and just leaving the left in the dust, because that would be dumb. But yeah, that's this. I only did 2 or 3 sets of this today, so this is going to be all for the footage. And then I've been doing these barbell hammer curls for a little bit because the dumbbell hammer curls, I just use too much of my bicep, and I feel like I'm not really reaping the benefit of, the actual forearm pump and the forearm tension with the, palms, thumbs up dumbbell press or dumbbell hammer curls. I don't know what's going on in my brain right now. But this feels good. It's good tension on the, topper muscle of the forearm. So, yeah, I just prefer it right now. Maybe I'll change that up in a little bit when I'm doing a little more bicep specified training. But yeah, I've been doing 3 or 4 sets of these, and I just go until my grip starts to give out. I have very weak grip strength. I always have, so I need to get some reps or something. But usually get 8 to 12 good reps. I got 20 pounds on each side. Nothing too crazy heavy. Here's a little side shot of my forearm too, just so you can see the girth. Don't really have crazy forearms, but it's fun to get all the angles. And I turn my hat around, not really thinking about it, but it looks like it looks like just a billless cap. But I promise here it is. I still have that same hat on. I don't know why I did that, because I always keep my hat facing forward. But second set or third set, I don't even know of these, but usually final set. I only usually do 2 or 3. And I'm just trying to burn it out. Again, I'm not really focused on actually getting bigger right now. I'm not eating enough protein anyways, and I want to singular out the goal of the abs. And speaking of abs, we are going to do them. We're going to train our abs. I do abs weird. Feel free to judge. when I do sit-ups like this with my feet kind of out further, and when I go down, it's kind of hard to see, but I'm not letting the backs of my shoulders actually lay flat on the ground. When I keep the tension like this, I feel it much more in my lower abdominals, which are a bit more underdeveloped if I just feel around compared to my upper abs. And so I'm not really super focused on building them, to be honest, but, you know, if we're going to get abs, we might as well train them. But I want to specify the lowers just because I feel like that might be a little issues when I actually get lean enough. And then obliques. You should train obliques. I didn't grab my little dumbbell, so I'm going to search for a 20 for a second and do my Russian twists. But I just like these. They just give me a good burn. I'm not really particularly worried about having super shredded obliques, but I'm just doing them because, you know, got to train your whole body. You know, can't leave nothing behind. So do that. And then another weird thing with the like leg raise crunch things. I don't even know what these are called, but I like them. I also you can't really see it, but my feet aren't touching the ground, but they are stuck out. And I crunch one leg at a time while keeping the other leg out. And this keeps like a downward pressure on my lower abdominals, and then I get to shorten the muscle with the leg extension. And it feels best to me. So I just do it that way. This is a second set. I'm only doing 3 sets total because I'm just trying to work them. I'm not really, trying to do 5,000 reps to really build up the abdominal wall. I'm just kind of going through the motions so I have trained abs while trying to get them. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just some more sit-ups and some more Russian twists and some more. Wow, these videos, I don't know, should I speed these up if you're still listening? Should I speed these up? Should I figure out how to add music? I tried to use YouTube Studio Music, but they don't have that much, and I don't want to get copyrighted on stuff. But yeah, so we could just keep chatting. You could listen to my broken nose, semi-nasally soothing voice. Or yeah, I don't know. If you have any suggestions, comment. But yeah, these are you can kind of see it now. My feet are floating there. And usually by the time I get to those, I'm pretty much toasted, so I only do like 4 or 5. But I do like them, so I do try to get them in this little rotation every time. And I'm not counting reps. I don't know if I said that earlier, but I'm not trying to get like 30 sit-ups and 15 Russian twists and then a super, AMRAP of the leg raise things. I'm just going until it burns enough to where actually sometimes I get like the chills doing abs. It's the only thing that I get that from, like right there. It's probably what that was. But that's usually like my counter of, oh, okay, I've probably done enough now. And yeah, so this is all this is. I'm tired. It's late already. And I'm doing this voiceover because I'm dedicated to being entertaining during the silent workout. Eventually, if I go to another gym and I can, like, they don't play music or something, I would love that, but this gym does. So, and we're finishing off just a little knee warm up before cardio, and you know the drill, just pushing it slowly. A little secret about cardio is that I hate it, and I always procrastinate it. I sit in my car for like 5, even 10 minutes, just willing myself to do it. But it's been about that time, so let's get going on this shit, huh? So, cardio is honestly relatively negligible when it comes to burning calories and fat loss. I mean, some rough basic averages at a mild pace jog, you're burning 10 calories a minute, maybe 100 calories a mile or so. So, half hour cardio, it's only 300 calories. You could eat that and a couple of bites of the wrong food. But we still do it anyways because, A, you do get 300 calories of wiggle room, but B, it's good for you. It's miserable and it's hard, but you get the benefits for your heart, your lungs, your circulation, everything. Endorphins, it's good for your brain. Moderate intensity cardio realistically is the best form of exercise. It's just the least fun. So you gotta put it in there as much as you can. But that doesn't mean you gotta run the whole thing either. But like I'm doing 6 miles, I'm probably gonna walk 35% of it, which is too much, but my energy right now, that's all I got. So yeah, it takes me about an hour, do about 6 miles, and then we're done. That's really all it is. I'm sure most people can fit in an hour into their day, or even 20 minutes. Just to push yourself, get your blood flowing, and yeah, just reap the benefits, man. Oh, another thing that people trip out along with cardio is intensity. You want your cardio to be intense, but intense doesn't just mean running for everybody. Like this right now, I'm on a pretty moderate jog pace, and I'm out of breath, and I've had to stop. But it's intense-ish, enough to be pushing myself where I feel it in my lungs, I feel it in my heart. I'm sweating, breathing hard. For some people, that's a full-on sprint. They can run a 450 mile, 6 miles straight. Some people, that's just getting up, walking to the edge of the yard and back. Whatever it is for you, that's fine. Just get it in, you know? It doesn't have to be this big event where you drive to the woods and run on a trail. Just get your 20 minutes in. Just push yourself. That's all it takes every day. Just improve your health, you know? You may not lose weight from it, but at least you'll be benefiting yourself in some way. This right here is the 1.5 mile mark, which means we're a quarter of the way done. We gotta touch that tree one more time, and then we're good to go. So I try to drink minimal amounts of water until after I run, because I have cramps, and I did not do that today. I got some fucked up cramps right now. It hurt a lot, and then cramps never get better, so try not to slam a bunch of water before you run, because it's no fun. There's a tree. Hey. Oh, sorry. Okay. There's my car. So, remember that no matter what you're doing for cardio, your level of intensity or whatever, make sure that the last bit is as hard as you can go, whatever that means for you, but as hard as you can go for whatever period of time you determine to finish off. And I promise you'll feel better. Well, you'll be in a lot of pain, but overall you'll feel better. Endorphin rush is good for your brain. You'll probably sleep better for really exhausting yourself after exhausting yourself. And I can't recommend anymore. It sucks, but if you do it at the very end, like really 110%, it doesn't matter, because once you're done, you're done. You got nothing to worry about. But whew, that's it for cardio.
and back day. Maybe this is the end of the video, maybe I had something else, but if I don't, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Random little tidbit. This drink right here, Aloe Exposed, is like the most refreshing drink you could ever have after running a lot. Now, it's just aloe, water, and honey, but it is 400 calories for this whole bottle. It's a big bottle, but probably gonna try to drink just half of that today, but even if I cave and drink the whole thing, whatever.